Check 1 2 1 2. We're playing live from Money Earning Mount Vernon, New York. We bring to you the Nothing But Love Show podcast. I go by the name of Moneymike.
I go by Mainovent.
And today we got my high school friend, entrepreneur, and we're gonna dive into the business side. We bring to you Dwayne Brown.
What's up? Pleasure to be on the show with you fellas.
What's up?
Yes, yes. So Dwayne, so me and Dwayne, we go back to high school, right?
Yes.
Right. Known Dwayne for a long time. One thing I can say about him, he's been the same straight through, transparent. We can always have a conversation, talk about different stuff over the years. So let's dive into your entrepreneur journey, where it first started from to make you. What was your first entrepreneur situation?
Selling lunch tickets in the cafeteria.
Wow.
Okay.
Real talk.
Okay.
Mount Vernon High School, right?
Mount Vernon High School, yeah. I mean, we have mutual friends.
Right. That's the hustle.
Mr. Snell, George Snell, is his
Snell.
friend. So,
Yes.
Shout out to Gio.
yeah, maybe 10th
Shout out to
grade.
King George.
I knew George from 7th grade, but I don't know how in 10th grade he had the connect for lunch tickets.
Yeah.
And, he said, D, I got something for you. It's business. He gave me a certain amount. At the end of the day, he wanted what
Right.
his amount was, and the rest was what I had to do. Was up to me.
Right.
So unknowingly, that was probably my first entrepreneurial
Right.
ventures. Shout out to George for being a plug. You
Shout
know
out
what I
to
mean?
King George. That's King George.
King George. And cool thing. Kept a little money in my pocket to get on the bus.
Right.
And
this is in high school.
And this
We're
is in
talking-
high school. And I knew I would never be hungry.
Right. And this is the early 90s.
Yes. And I'm
Right.
90, graduated 94. So it's like 92.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so that was looking back on it,
Yeah.
that was my first. Because, anytime you're doing anything like that, it's courage, right? Because
Right,
you're
right.
not supposed to be selling lunch tickets, so there's a chance of getting caught.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get caught, you can't rat. You know what I'm saying? You got to eat it. So, you know what I'm saying? It started there. And did I know that was the beginning? No. But, looking back on your life when you get to reflect, that's a process.
So one thing we're going to keep talking about through this episode, it's safe to say relationships are everything.
Everything.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now, after high school, next journey.
So, yeah, I graduated in 94. I thought I was going to be an athlete, right? Played baseball, played football. It was pretty good. It was on varsity, both sports, thinking,
Okay.
But I played football. I didn't really.
What position?
Wide receiver, and I played catcher in baseball.
Okay.
I was good in both. Like, I was on varsity since a sophomore. And
Okay.
if you're a starting player on varsity from a sophomore.
you good.
You all right.
Yeah.
So I was all right, but I wasn't well tuned. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have the nurturing to make me a great athlete. So when I left high school, I didn't leave prepared for the world. I just didn't. The world hit me hard by the time I got out of high school, and I had a daughter, and it just went from there. So with having a daughter, I went and found a job, worked in a party store.
Right.
The owner took me under his wings, and the owner and the assistant manager store in Greenburgh called Rojay's is in Greenburgh.
Right.
It used to be in Greenburgh. It's no longer there. And and then I just took off from there. Learned the business within that party store,
Okay.
and then that's where I got it from.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
So your family structure, like, how did you grow up? Like mother, father,
Yeah, so
bunch of sisters
single.
and brothers?
My mother, she got married when I was 8. So before I was 8, it was me, my mother, and my brother. I'm originally from the Bronx. I grew up on 167th Street off of Shakespeare,
Okay.
by Yankee Stadium. So I moved here when I was 5.
Okay. That's close to Weeks Avenue. Weeks.
Shakespeare Avenue was right off the Grand Concourse.
The Grand Caucus.
Yeah,
I know that. 167.
right 167th. I looked at my grandmother's house and I saw the stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
okay.
167.
Yeah,
I
right there
know.
on
cousins
167.
over there
You know what I'm
walking.
saying?
They got housing.
We was the
court
only
over there.
black family around, nothing but Spanish and Puerto
Oh,
Ricans
yeah,
at the
yeah,
time.
yeah. Okay.
Bronx. So,
Okay.
we,
So you still got friends in the Bronx to this day, or what?
no, because I was 5 when I left.
Oh, you
So
left
you know what I'm
young.
saying? I left
Okay.
young,
Okay.
and we moved to Mount Vernon. My mother moved to Mount Vernon. Me and my little brother
Okay.
when I was 5, and then it's Mount Vernon ever since. So was born in the Bronx, but my Mount Vernon.
And you said single parent. Your mom's was single?
So my mother was single parent till she was 8. I was 8. She was 8 till I was 8.
Okay.
She got married, and when I was around 8, and then had a stepfather and stuff like that. But that when you're growing up in those kind of things, to this day I speak to you on the phone. I still never met my biological father.
Wow.
Okay.
So you learn to navigate through life.
Okay.
And you learn that it takes time for relationships to go when you're younger. You don't understand things and fully. So to me, she was always single. I learned to appreciate my stepfather when I got older, in my late 20s and 30s.
Okay.
8 to 22, I couldn't stand the motherfucker.
Did you see any entrepreneurial skills in him when you?
That's the thing. It was like what's the movie? Karate Kid.
Okay.
Because he was my background is Jamaican. My mother's Jamaican.
Right.
My stepfather's Jamaican. So he came to this country and he worked. He was an independent contractor. He would go into the city and fill the vendors and fix the coffee machines at the time.
Okay.
And he was independent contractor. He's an entrepreneur because he has his van, but if he don't go to work, he don't get paid. Right? He don't make certain deliveries, he don't get paid. So even though he worked for a company, he really was his own. And he would take me to Manhattan, and like when we get school break, he would take us to go to work with him, and I used to hate it. Like, I miss everything that happened on the block. Everybody got stories the next day. I'm like, oh man, I ain't got nothing. I'm just in the corner.
You was learning from him though a lot.
Yeah, at the time I was pissed. I ain't
learning
learning shit. I didn't want to learn that. I'm chilling notes on the block. Like, y'all niggas did that. Yo, D, you missed it. I'm like, oh shit, it's crazy. So that was frustrating, you know what I'm saying? But I got older, I'm like, all right, I see now. But it took me much time to understand and appreciate him because him and my mother worked as a team. God, he passed away years ago, but they bought houses together, they bought things together. They, you know what I'm saying? And they gave us a good lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a bad childhood, but just one or two things that kept me off balance. Like not knowing my biological father kept me off balance.
Okay.
So, let me touch on that real quick. So, to this day, do you feel that's like a lost space?
It was until maybe like I'm 48, like 35. Me and my mother had a conversation about it. She told me what happened. Yada yada yada. So I feel I'm in a better place.
And that was at 35.
That was at 35, 36.
Oh, wow.
So you
struggled the early years.
Yeah, man. You struggle. You struggle with who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
you are always one of the. So you don't know him or his family years. None of that.
When my mother came out and told me what happened, I know of situations. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not completely in the dark anymore.
Okay, but back then you don't know none.
Yeah,
of his
I'm like
family.
Luke Skywalker. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could have came to me and you know what I'm saying, said, Dwayne, I'm your father, and I'm like, fuck. You know?
That's a good way. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
So I'm a little better now, right? Because we never met, but I know content, and that gives it a little bit of a
Fill the
you know what I'm
gaps
saying? And then having kids of my own and overcoming not having a father and being a great father that I am, fill that gap. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And it wasn't something that maybe he did wrong. My family, still they never told him. It's a lot of family stuff that. And then when we was, women in I was born in 1975, so my mother was 1974.
Right. Old school back then.
No breakup. Women rights just wasn't there. So sexually saying no to a man just wasn't.
Right.
They can say no all they want. So, my mother told me she was sexually assaulted. She didn't say, sexually assaulted, but, it went further. Okay. My mother kept this a secret for 36 years. Yeah, my whole family, like, we all learned that night. It wasn't even like two people knew for 36 years.
Right.
So, you just learn to deal with it. And when she told me, it brought her back to that moment. Okay. But when she told me that, and then she still had me, she still kept me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, what else? Why I'm going to be walking around mad anymore? She could have hated me. She could have avoided me. She could have inflict that emotional pain on me. You know what I'm saying? She never did that. She ain't tell me everything till I was 36. Right. But at the time, I never felt, she never made me felt less than. Or like,
Okay,
I'm
that's
her
dope.
problem child.
that's dope.
That's
That's
dope. No, that was dope.
So
Shout out to your moms.
yeah,
man.
when
shout out
she
to your moms,
yeah,
man.
man.
Shout
When
out
she
to Miss Brown.
That's a whole
when
fact.
when I and then she moved us to the greatest place on earth.
Right, back
You know
then.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I can't be mad at her.
Okay.
So at 36, I got better.
Clarity. Okay.
Okay. That's what's up.
So
So we fast forward to the lunch tickets, and then we was moving on to the lunch after lunch.
Yeah, how
right.
the
Right.
party
and
store.
then
Yeah.
the party store. So then, I guess during the party store, after the party store, at what point did the entrepreneurship come in at? What was the next journey, rather?
So stupid me. I worked in the party store for about 2.5 years, learning.
Right.
Me and him had a fallout, and I quit prematurely. Thought I could do it on my own because I started the business within his business, so I thought it was much easier than it was because I wasn't paying for nothing. I was a lot of shit that you, when you ain't paying for it, you like, oh, I can rock this business.
Yeah.
And so I got mad over a certain situation. Like, oh, this guy think I'm some sucker. I'm out. And I was like 22, 23 at the time, and I left on my own. And I opened a little store in New Rochelle on Main Street.
Oh, man, sure.
A little balloon store, and I started doing balloons in nightclubs. Did balloons in the Palladium. I did balloons in Club Hollywood.
Didn't
the
they have
Carib.
a Road J's right there on Gramerton
The
Avenue?
Road Days on Gramerton, yeah. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So it wasn't,
That was you?
we didn't, the Road Days I worked at in Greenberg, it was the same owner.
Okay.
So that was just like a B store, and Road Jays in Greenberg was an A
okay.
store.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I left personally out of the whole Road J system and went to my own little business at like 22, 23.
So tell the viewers, what was that like? So you had like a storefront in
I have
Main
a
Street.
storefront in Main Street, yeah.
So you built up you did this on your own?
On
This
my
is like
own.
2023, 24.
22, 20, yeah, like
dope.
23, 24.
So 23 on your own. I guess you had to find the owner of that building.
Well, luckily, relationships. So
Relationships, yes.
So
yeah.
the owner of that building I moved in for rent was the owner of 300 Gramerton. 300 Gramerton in Mount Vernon.
Okay.
It's season when can't pronounce the name properly, but
Okay.
and I lived across the street at the time at Hartley Avenue. And he used to see me outside, and we talked it up. So I was looking for a store. He said, "Dwayne, I got this," and then, boom, I moved. He said it needs some cleaning. You don't mind cleaning it up. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll clean it up, and
Right.
and he let me rock out.
So relationship played a big role
Yeah,
in your
open my
success
store, yeah.
in opening your own store. Cause that's kind of young to be opening your own
Yeah,
store.
yeah. It was
Okay.
it was a challenge. I didn't know what I was getting into. Right, I came out of all the money I made when I was in Road J's was profit
Right.
because I wasn't paying for anything.
Okay.
I worked in a party store, so I was just taking the balloons and
So how much staff did you have?
when I first started opening up.
Yeah, the balloon store.
Just me, and then two of my friends or a couple of friends. It wasn't staff. It was just
Oh
me.
wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. So you was able to pay the rent and keep good profit. Like how was the first 6 months rather?
Terrible. Because
You hear that, people?
it was I didn't stay in that store. Yeah, first 6 months was rough because I'm young. I got my own store, so it becomes a hangout. It becomes a party. It becomes reality hits. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was in somebody else's business, operating my business, and I'm now in my own business. Those bills are my bills. Those problems are my problems, and I just wasn't ready for it. And then it was just a lot going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
So it's safe to say that business ended because you fell in a hole behind,
So
or what?
the store closed because I never stopped doing business. I kept business going for this is my 30, almost 27th year doing business. I've never stopped.
Okay.
Not 1 year I stopped business from the time I left that store. Physical locations may have changed,
Okay.
but operations have never stopped for me.
So the business side of opening the store in New Rochelle stopped.
Yeah, I had to close the store because I wasn't making money.
Due to money management.
Money management,
Right.
people management,
Okay.
personal management. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? I'm telling you,
okay.
I'm still dealing with but my personal situation at home, not understanding my life with my father, my mother, and all
Right,
that.
right.
I just had a young daughter. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
at the time,
At the
right.
time, I had my
Okay.
daughter when I was 21.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So
And there was no. It's not like you had like another job and then coming here.
no, this all I
This all you did?
this all I made an attempt to do. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Eventually, I had to get jobs, but
Okay.
for the first couple of months, I made this attempt because I seen it was successful. I mean, the party business works. It was successful. I just didn't have what it take at the time.
Got you.
To run it. You know what I'm saying?
So you leave that situation. What's the next step?
You know, after I left the store for the next 10 years, so I'm like 30. So that's like from 24 to 30. I'm just doing different locations, trying different things.
Okay.
I'm working a little bit at different places. Like I had great jobs. I worked for WWF. I worked for
The wrestling joint.
the wrestling joint. Yeah, I met Linda McMahon. I worked in their law office as a law clerk.
Okay.
Just doing some paperwork through an agency.
Right.
You know, I could have stayed, but the entrepreneurship bug was in me from jump. So I wasn't gonna never work.
Yeah. You
right?
just
You know
needed
what I'm
some
saying?
money, but
I just needed some money, but
okay.
I worked for great companies in between and trying to just do my business in between. So a lot of ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? I don't come from money, right? My mother worked. The only time I knew about my mother getting a lump sum of money when she got her partner, right? Her Susu.
Right, Susu.
Without that, it wasn't like.
Shout out to all the Jamaicans. They into Susus.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
that's what I knew about money is
Okay.
Susu, if
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
And I never got into Susu, and the ones I did, she had to cover because I messed up, and
Oh, you messed up?
she had to
Got you.
pay for my hand.
Yeah.
So, for me, it was just trial and error, learn,
Gotcha.
keep it going, and just don't quit. I had a daughter, and I didn't want to let her down.
Yeah.
And then in the mix of all this, my mother moved to Florida, and my brother moved to Georgia. So I was really in New York all by myself.
Wow.
Yeah, they left, but I didn't want to leave my daughter, and I knew that I can figure this business thing out. Just hold on.
Hold on. Okay.
Just hold on.
Okay. So, tell us what was the next step. Like, what came first? Like, your event space that you have now, or like, was there something right before that? What was the next step?
So, I mean, the event space, and we'll touch on that. That came years later after I met my wife, after I got a little more mature in business and got seasoned in business. We went into an event space. My main company was, D&K Events. I'm an event planner, production company. We do all kind of different events. So through all the years, I've just been doing
Events.
all kind of different events.
Oh, okay.
From all kind of different people.
Okay.
And I learned, like, I know how to edit. I know how to film. I know how to do balloons.
Okay.
I know everything within my business.
And where did you learn the editing and stuff like that from?
Just watching people and talking to people. I mean,
Really? Okay.
I'm 20
We're
years
real,
in.
we're real crafty.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yes.
so I'm sitting down, I'm learning. Music videos. I've been on so many music video shoots, I done put on people so many music video shoots. So it's just sit down and learn over the years. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Did you have any mentors around that time, like who like showed you the ropes and showed you like which way to go?
Nah, just picking
Anybody
up
you
and
looked up to that was in the business?
It's one or two, but for different parts of the business, right? Because the event planning and it is big. So I have my camera and video people, my floral people, my balloon people, my people who just do events. So I have mentors for each department that I was looking to make it work coming up.
Okay.
Got you. Okay, so let me get this straight. You got DK.
D&K events, the letter
D&K
D, the letter
events.
N, the letter K events.
You're doing that straight through. You're gaining all this knowledge with the different areas of the event space. I guess at some point you get married, right? After you get married, what was it that you said, let me get the event space. I'm ready for that. I'm seasoned. Because that's how it went, or what? Do you want to change the narrative or whatever?
Yeah.
Funny.
So right now we're going to take a short break. We got to pay some bills. This episode is sponsored by Moneymike Clothing. I'm the CEO of Moneymike Clothing. Maino's the vice president. Give a shout out to Maino.
Shout out, baby. You already know what it is.
And you can find Moneymike Clothing We don't have a website right now, but you can go to Instagram, type in Moneymike Clothing Line, and DM us. You could DM Maino. We're very direct to customer right now. And we'll be back with Dwayne Brown. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Reporting live from Money on Mainovent, NuttinButLuv podcast. We have Dwayne Brown here, and we're gonna dive right back into the situation. So Dwayne, you was telling us about we're gonna pick up where what led up to the event space. Was that the next step?
So, like we was talking about, the first couple of years, I was more trying to figure things out, doing what I got to do.
Okay.
And then about 30, got lucky, volunteering at an event at City Hall for Ben Gordon Day. Shout out Ben Gordon.
Shout out to Ben Gordon. Yeah.
Shout out to Ben Gordon.
You know, I'm very happy he made it to the lead because then I went and met my wife, so it works out, right? You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So I met my wife at City Hall in the mayor's conference room, volunteering. Because one thing about, I had no money, I ain't had no connections, but I knew that if I volunteer or work at city events, you'll learn about events and learn other professionals. So I volunteered, was volunteering or working for little to nothing. Was even just staying in a friend's studio at the time.
And who was the mayor at the time?
Davis was the mayor at the time.
Davis. Okay, got you. All right.
So, and I've been fortunate enough to work for all four mayors for the last 20 years.
So
I went working in City Hall for Davis. I did Davis, Clinton, back to Davis, to Rich, and now Sean.
Oh, that's dope.
I've done events for all of them in the last 20 years.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
So, met my wife on Ben Gordon Day. You know, I'm struggling. Staying with my boy and sleeping on his couch because, like I said, my parents moved to Florida, so I didn't want to leave my daughter and yada, yada, yada. So, you know, met my wife, and from there, you know, it's history. We clicked up. I met her in August, and we was never apart to this day of that year, and I was 30, it's 18 years ago.
One thing I want to point out to the viewers is, you know, he said something very classic, and I want people to take this very serious. He said he did volunteer work. And I think a lot of people, when it comes into the game and success, if it ain't no money involved, they're not getting a check, they're not doing it.
They're not doing it.
They're not doing it. And they miss out on opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, not all the time you have to get a check, a physical check. It's okay to volunteer or don't take money for services to soak in the game of the situation. And I feel that a lot of people, my peers, they miss out on opportunities because there wasn't a check.
Yeah. Well, you know, and to be slight, you know, sometimes the reality of your life, you can't volunteer.
That's cool too.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but you, in your case, certain situations you volunteered, and that.
Well, I knew I was behind the 8 ball because, like I said, I didn't put myself in the best position to be successful coming out of high school.
Okay.
So let me tell you something. Listen to me clearly on this microphone. You will sacrifice to get what you want. So if you want to be a great student, that means you got to sacrifice certain things in high school. I didn't do those sacrifices, like getting up 5 a.m. to jog to be a great athlete, right? So I had to sacrifice. So I knew that in order to regroup, I was going to have to sacrifice and be very humble and lay low and get myself together because I didn't do it when I was younger. So you're going to sacrifice in life, and you just got to be prepared for that sacrifice. So I knew everything I do, I know what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything. Like I said, I could have left and went to Florida and gave up.
Okay.
And that was my safety net too. I knew that, you know, I was pretty much homeless up here, but not because I knew that all I was one plane ride, just the word, and I'm on the beach in Florida with my legs up chilling. You know what I'm saying? My mother was a homeowner. But she left me with a word all my life. I'm sure as a Caribbean ambition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing, you don't have no ambition, you better get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? She left me with certain key words that I knew that I would be okay. And that was my safety
And your
net.
daughter kept you here too.
And my daughter kept me here. So I had, as bad as, you know, I slept in some weird places in my lifetime.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? For the betterment. But it was easy because I didn't have to. When you have to do it, maybe it's a little harder. But I knew I didn't have to do it. I just didn't want to quit.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I met my wife, and you know, and then from there, business took a different toll because she's an attorney.
Okay.
She was just graduating law school. She's a doc. She has a doctorate in law and in business. So she handles law and business for the company. I handle the marketing and networking, and together, for the last 18 years, we've been able to build this business. Shout out to Renee. I mean, she's on the cover of 914 magazine last month.
That's your wife, Renee,
Yeah.
right? Shout out to Renee.
Yeah,
Shout out.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, through those years, we built something. So she's allowed me to do things that I can do, and I volunteered more. I became president of the Chamber of Commerce, which is head of the business organization for a city.
And that's in Mount Vernon.
And that's in Mount Vernon.
Okay.
I'm like 33 at the time. I'm the chamber president, so that means I'm leading the business situation, and I'm meeting other business owners and other people. Okay. So they kind of schooled me.
Excuse me, what was your day-to-day activity with that position? Like, what were you responsible for?
Networking businesses throughout the city of Mount Vernon and putting a spotlight on Mount Vernon businesses.
Okay.
So introducing two businesses together, helping two business people grow. It wasn't it was tough for me because I was making deals I shouldn't have been making for the betterment of me, but because of my position, I had to make those conversations link up, right?
Okay.
You can't be a chamber president and you're the only one benefiting. You know what I'm saying? Your job is to make everyone benefit. So, but I was putting people on that I shouldn't have put on because it was detrimental to me as a business.
Oh, okay, got you.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I took
your
on
position, you had to do that.
Were you dealing with funding also with those businesses or helping or?
No, and I tell
Direction.
people, if you're coming to me or the chamber for funding, you shouldn't be in business.
Okay.
You know, when you're in business, the government can't help you. There's no magic grants. The only grant you got is get up and try to make it work every day.
Right.
There's no business grants. That's a you know, I'm sure every once in a while there's a grant thrown out there, but I mean, if you're thinking you're gonna grow your business on business grants, you might as well forget it. You know what I'm saying? That's a political word for votes, or you gotta work it. You gotta get up every day and work it.
Yeah, you gotta market your product.
You gotta market your product.
At some point, marketing is gonna come
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Or you're done. You're done.
I tell people all the time, when a person came to me and said, "Oh, Dwayne, you're president of the chamber. Can you do this for me?" I'm like, "Bro, nah, that ain't my job. Your job should do for you." Like, I became an entrepreneur. Let me tell you something, y'all. No one owes me anything. Right. No one. I became an entrepreneur for me. No government, no mayor. Nobody owes me anything, and I don't look to the government to help me do anything. I chose to open my business, and I got to figure it out every day why it ain't working. Only thing I expect the government to do for me is keep me as safe as you can under the situation, and keep my streets in front of my stuff, my business clean. As far as my business growth, that has nothing to do with the city of Mount Vernon or any government official. I don't put that on none of them, or no organization. I put that on me.
One thing I want to point out that he said that's very important, go back to your wife, Renee, shout out to Renee, is his mate that he picked, they was able to get together, and she helped him scale his situation. And I want to tell the viewers, especially the men out here, not all the time, don't get caught up into the pretty face. You know what I mean? Get caught up into the chemistry, and if a person is making you scale, making you better, that's where it's at. I just wanted to share that with them.
Yeah, without a doubt. And she's gorgeous anyway, so when you get blessed with
I was going to say that. I'm like, hello, what do you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know, I'm looking at both. Like, she's gorgeous and she's smart.
Right. But what I meant
I get
some people get caught
what
up to the pretty face,
and
they got a chick that ain't helping them scale nothing.
And they got to take...
She's just a pretty face, that's it.
Yeah. Nah,
but he going to let you know that she's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Renee.
Shout out to Renee.
You know, and also respect that she's her own identity.
Right.
Like, she's my business partner, but she's a lawyer first. I didn't study. I didn't get her degree. Right. I didn't pass the bar for her. So I had to be strong in, because I had nothing, and she just graduated with the doctorate in law. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, so the intimidation to date her in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? I had to be pretty sure of myself that, I wasn't wasting this girl time, and like I had presented enough that she can see past what she saw that day, right?
Yeah,
I wasn't showing this that day, right? I'm showing, I got a daughter, entrepreneur. I mean, I ain't got no steady job. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't showing this, and she looked past that and was able to see.
That's dope. She seen something.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So, chemistry. Chemistry, and I earn it every day. Like I said, she's on the cover of Novel for a magazine because I put in the work to make sure that she gets what she needs to get.
That's dope.
Support her, her vision and her dream. You know what I'm saying? So she's a lawyer, so she do law for the company. So so I became chamber president. My current landlord, we met. I was doing some things to him as chamber president. He comes to me, says, "D, I'm buying this building. You think you want to do something in there?" And I'm like, "Yo, let's go."
Okay.
And then
that's double door.
And that's double door.
Okay.
So, once again, relationships. Right? He presented something to you based on your relationship, and he took you serious, or he wouldn't even present it to you. Correct?
Yeah, but I mean, he you don't run a chamber of commerce if you're not about something.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that kind of speaks for itself.
Gotcha.
And then I was doing events where I threw an event at Yonkers Raceway where I had 300 business people from Mount Vernon come to an event. And I'm not a politician. I'm not a money person at the time. And I got 300 of the top business people in the room.
Yonkers Raceway, that's when it became Empire?
While it was Empire.
Oh, while it was Empire.
I had 300
wow.
people in the event there. And I wasn't, they came because I invited them, not because I had anything to offer them or anything. Right. Just the vibe.
Them, so it's all networking.
All network situation.
That was dope. What year was that?
That was about 10 years ago.
Wow, that was dope.
Yeah, it was about 10 years ago I did that.
So real quick, since we're talking about relationships, so when me and Mano first started NuttinButLuv podcast, we was working with a group of engineers, right? I think we did. We on our second episode. So going into our third episode, we're gearing up to get Pete Rock. We ran into a scheduling problem. The scheduling problem with the engineer is the engineer could only film on Mondays. That's it. That's not going to work for me and Mano because like Pete wanted to film like on days like a Wednesday or a Friday. So Monday's not going to work ever. You know what I mean? So me and Mano had a issue where we had to figure something out. We 72 hours. That's what we was giving us max. Right. I'm gonna let Mano tell what we went to in 72 hours, and it was less than that. Yeah, Mano.
Yeah. So basically, in 72 hours, I got on the internet. I just started looking for different places that we can, have a studio and get studio time. So I came down to I narrowed it down to like 3. One was in New Rochelle and like 2. I think one was in Pelham. One was in New Rochelle, and there was another one like maybe like the Bronx or something.
Bronx, yeah.
So we was calling. I was getting a couple of bites. They was like, yeah, we're interested, shooting out the prices, but it was the availability of trying to meet up with them at the same time to really make it work. And then we had one guy, what was the name of that place in New Rochelle?
Was in Pelham.
Red Room, and he was dealing with Grand Pooba. Yeah. Shout out to Grand Pooba. And
shout out to Red Room. He had a dope studio. Dope.
So what we did was we just like called him up and was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? We interested in booking studio time and this and that. And then so he was like, okay. And then we was like, we were gonna come out there. So we went out there and then we called him once we got on the block, right? And then he was like hiding or something. Like I don't.
It was messed up. It was a messed up situation because the block was residential.
Okay, yeah,
so we're
right.
looking for like a business block and it's residential.
Yeah.
So we bring in the address and we like, we about to get out of here. Boom, he opens up the garage.
Exactly.
And his whole garage
was like a whole
basement is like an official studio, like official. Right.
But now
you would have never thought that.
But he opened it up, but then he's still peeking out because he don't know. He think we coming in to rob him. He's like, who's this black dude? So when he was like, yo, what's up, man? He was all skeptical and this and this and that. So he was like, yeah, I'm in the middle of a session right now. He said, but we could talk, like, maybe, like, call me later, and we can start shooting up, some prices or whatever. And then I think Grand Poopa just, like, stepped out to, like, get like, a breath of, like, fresh air.
Yeah.
And then that back to what he said, relationships. He knew him. He seen him.
Yeah,
He was like,
me
yo,
and
yo,
Grand
Poopa,
Poopa
what's
start
up,
talking.
what's
Came
up, man?
in, he invites us into the studio. We're talking in the studio with
And-
Grand Poopa and all
Right,
that.
and then once he did that, that made the other
Him
the
feel
guy that
comfortable.
owned the studio just more comfortable with us, knowing that we're somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like it opened up the door. So long story short, that didn't really work out because he was just kind of really busy and he wasn't really talking the prices we wanted. And then I don't know, we just was like at like a dead standstill for maybe like a day and a half because it was like 72 hours.
We had another prospect that was strong in the Bronx. So that's when I decided to call Dwayne.
That's Matrix, right?
Matrix,
Okay,
right?
yep.
Yeah, the Matrix Studio. So I decided to DUI. Shout out to DUI Studios. I think they're in the city now, right down Wall Street or something like that. He moved around. So I called Dwayne because what's the DJ guy? Amps. DJ Amps. Shout out to DJ Amps. Amps called me up. He seen Moneymike clothes and was like, yo, look, I want to interview you because he's been interviewing a lot of people. He called me up. He was like, yo, Mike, I don't have a studio. So rewinded a little bit. Over the past year, I've been bumping into Dwayne. Dwayne's like, yo, Mike, I see what you're doing. Anything you need, boom, boom, boom. I remember that. I called Dwayne. Yo, Dwayne, Amps wants to, do the podcast with me, Moneymike Clothing. We want to come by your studio and film it there. So Dwayne's like, all right, boom, come through. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because me and Dwayne, like I said, relationship for years. You know what I'm saying? And Dwayne's doing his thing. Got mad love for him. So Amps brings his whole setup there. We do the podcast. He was very helpful. At that time, that's when Dwayne let me know that you was like, you do editing. You was like, we do editing here, this and that. And I always remember that, what you said. Fast forward, we got this situation right now. So I called Dwayne because I wanted to use Dwayne for some editing for something else. So I was telling Dwayne the whole situation. Dwayne thought about it. He was like, yo, listen, I think I got somebody good for you. Yo, tomorrow, meet me here, 12 o'clock. I'm like, I bet. He was like, I think this is the perfect fit. He was like, I don't take many people here, but I got you. We go there. We get here. Shout out to Baron Stages. Shout out to Franz.
Shout out to Baron Stages.
Yeah, shout out to Baron Stages and all that, Franz. We get to the studio. Your word to mother, like 40 seconds, I was sold. Like he
because you came first, right?
I came
Yeah,
first.
you
He
came
walked
first,
me
and
in.
you called me.
We walked down this corridor. I
Right.
was sold from walking down the corridor.
Right,
We walked
right.
down the corridor. He showed me this, that, the green room, this over here. I start filming stuff because I got to send you something. I'm like, yo, man, look at this. No, look at this setup. This is dope. I seen the vision. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then the rest is history. But one thing I want to point out to you is relationships. Dwayne didn't have to do that. I had to make an executive decision to call Dwayne. And our culture, sometimes they're scared to share the journey because they think, oh, somebody might steal the idea. You got to talk to people out here.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? You got to talk to people. I talked to Dwayne. I wasn't scared that, he might tell somebody whatever. I told him the whole dilemma, and he helped me figure that out. And, it's mad much love and respect.
Well, I mean, a couple of things with that. That's my job. Certain point as the event plan and watch it go. And two things, right? You guys were ready at the time. Now, everything ain't meant for Double Door, right? Because you came in, I think your first show, you shot something at Double Door.
Right.
Yeah, Vinny.
Correct.
Yeah. But, I'm not pressed. Everything doesn't have to happen at Double Door, right?
Right.
Now, can I have gotten the show up to where you guys want to over another 3-week period?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
But you guys are ready now.
Right now.
And it would have been selfish of me
Right.
to slow that up so it could be filmed or you
Right.
can use Double Door, right?
Right.
I cherish relationships and I'm loyal, right? Since I met Franz, he's been a good guy, right? And we share a common goal. Like, we both have a lot of space in the city, so I know his overhead is the same about mine. So anything we can do to help each other in the brotherhood, I was down for it. So it's helping you, it's helping him, and it's helping myself.
Right.
I feel good when I see an episode and you have heavy hitters on your show already.
Right.
So I feel good that I was able to help that way without, it being a major thing was being look what I did. Sometimes you just got to do things because it's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Say that again. It's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do.
That's
And
a fact.
listen, I'm always trying to figure out though, because I fuck up a lot, and I don't want to sit on this couch and be like, oh, I got every day I'm fucking up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure it out.
When you can make something right, you do it.
You do it. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And you try to be, in businesses ups and downs, and
Right.
And if I'm your friend, I want you to win, right? Too many people say, oh, that's my guy, but then holding things back.
Holding
you know
things
what I'm saying?
back. Say that again, man.
Yeah.
You heard what he said, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Your friend. They say your friend, and they holding
And they're
things
holding
back.
things
They
back.
hold
You
things
know what I'm
back.
saying? I knew this
That's
was
terrible.
I knew this
terrible.
was a
You got
great.
a lot of people like that.
Yeah. So, like I said, Double Door was not. I want you to do a fashion show at Double Door, a pop up,
Right.
but a podcast wasn't what you needed at Double Door.
Right.
Your podcast belonged here.
Right. Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That was dope.
So that was easy for me when I realized that what you was going through in that journey, and that's business. You know what I'm saying? The Double Door real quick. This is our 5th year at Double Door.
Okay.
We've had many events. We do proms, we do baby showers, we do photo, video, production studio. It's a 10,000 square foot space. We're proud of it. We have another office in Mount Vernon. In White Plains. Our main office is in White Plains,
Right.
and Double Doors in Mount Vernon.
Right.
And we have 2 other locations, one in City Island that we're very involved in, and another one in the Bronx that we're very involved in. So for us, it's just
How long City Island been around?
City Island been around years. We are we are event planners in there. So we handle somebody rent it out, we do all the decor and all the setup in there.
Got you.
And
Okay.
the same thing, and we have another one in the Bronx that we are part of doing as well. And then we have Double Door for ourselves. Then we have D&K. We just opened up a printing company as well. And my wife's an attorney, and she has her own law firm.
That's dope.
So branding and like naming, businesses is like the key to everything really from the start. How did you come up with the name Double Door?
My wife.
Okay,
Yeah,
so what does that mean? Like,
I don't know. I don't care. I get out the way. I don't know.
Okay, there you have it, folks. He doesn't know.
Okay.
I get out the way. My job is to get out the way, make money, put people in a position to win, and get out the way. We put 2 French doors in. Maybe that's why she called it Double Door.
There you go.
There's 2 different party rooms,
Two
so
different,
you can
right,
go
it's
to 2
double,
different doors, so
right.
double rooms,
The double room.
Okay,
or
okay,
double doors. But
Right.
So tell me about something. I seen something. Every time a rapper comes there, you make them sign the wall. What's that about?
I think Pete was the first one to sign. Pete
Okay.
Rock.
Okay.
He did and his son that came to me, and because those walls was my office first, so things changed in business too. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna make everybody come in and sign this wall, and when they walk in my office, they gonna see all these signatures.
Yeah.
That room is now a storage room with boxes on it.
Oh God. Okay,
Because
okay.
I love the autographs, but
Yeah.
the space is better.
Okay.
But I just wanted a place where people can
That was a dope idea. I like that.
and the
concept.
wall is filled now. Like
I seen that. You have Pete. You
we
had
have
Jada
Pete,
Kiss. You had a few
Kiss,
people. I think you had Styles. You had a few people.
yeah, New York Yankees,
Yeah.
actors, directors, models.
Yes.
A
I
lot
seen
of
that.
people
That was dope.
been in Double Door in the last 5 years.
Okay.
A lot of entertainers,
Right.
and a lot of people have given Double Door shout outs. From the governor to Chuck Schumer
Right.
to a lot of people. It's been on TV. It's been on because they film Power in Mount Vernon.
Right.
So there's plenty of times I'm watching Power and I see our building.
Okay.
Sometimes they use our buildings for and so as Franz know for holdover stuff like that.
Hold over. What's that?
Hold the casting holdover.
Oh, the casting comes in. Okay, that's dope.
Holdings, yeah. They get dressed there. They
Oh,
get
okay.
ready and stuff
Oh, really?
like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
a good check.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
With the rapid fire.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Double Door's a good thing. We look forward to many years there. We have a good staff there. I work out of White Plains. I'm never there.
Okay.
In business, I took myself out of the situation because it's not fair to the staff to deal with my Mount Vernon upbringing. So meaning, I want the leader of the building, when they say something, it's not, well, who are you? Let me find Dwayne. You know what I mean? So I had to take my,
Get out of it. Let the staff handle that.
You got to, because you know what I'm saying. Like I didn't build
everything
it.
will turn into Dwayne. Where's Dwayne?
Everything would turn into where's Dwayne, and that's not fair to them. That's not fair to people who put money in it to make it work. You know, my family. So egotistical, I had to take my ego out of it, which I don't mind doing it because I've been here for a long time and I know a lot of people. So it's not like I need y'all to see that I'm up there running it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm over that. Okay. So we allowed the person that we put in charge to run it, and my job is to give her the support she needs to make it work.
That's dope. Yeah. One thing I want to point out to you. So the NuttinButLuv show was a part of City Fest in Mount Vernon, big festival that they do in Mount Vernon in September. We was invited, the NuttinButLuv show, to host the event with the celebrities and stuff like that. So Dwayne, because he's an event planner, is a part of City Fest, played a big role in that, you know, pitching in wherever. You know, that's how I saw it. And so at a certain point, Dwayne came to me and was like, yo, listen, once you get on stage and introduce NuttinButLuv, it'll be a good idea. Let me know when you're ready. So I'm like, oh, okay. All right, yeah, bet. That's dope. So, you know, sometimes in show business, you got to get mentally ready for these things. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be fast. So Dwayne was like, okay, Mike, it's showtime. And I'm like, all right. So I'm like, yo, man, we got to go. I'm like, yo, France. So like, shout out to Barron State is our engineer, France. I'm like, France, you're coming with us too. France is like, who, me? Yeah, you. We're all going up on stage, introduce ourselves. And that was dope how you set that up for us. Dwayne did a lot. He set that up. You set up all the artists coming right off the stage, right to us. And the whole, shout out to Tim too. Tim was a very
Tim Allen. He's a great
yes.
Tim is coordinator for communications at City Hall.
Yes,
Tim Allen, great guy.
Yeah, Tim was excellent. So between you, Tim, it was like a 1-2 punch. Who's next? Oh, we got this person. Okay, get them to the NuttinButLuv. It was just, the formula was excellent.
Yeah. I take events serious. You know what I'm saying? So when people see me at events, like, you don't smile, you don't. Yeah, listen, that's my job. You know what I'm saying? So
yes,
I'm not here to play games. So at events, it's the wrong time to have to think I'm a smile or play around.
Right. Now
whether it's a wedding or whether it's an event, whether it's a Sweet 16, my job is to pull the event off.
Right.
And that's it for me. You know what I'm saying? There's no ego involved. I know where I stand. Right. And yeah, so shout out to the recreation department. Shout out to the city of Mount Vernon.
Yes.
Shout out to the opportunity. Like, there's no way I get to be who I am without the city of Mount Vernon giving me the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? It's a two-way street.
That's what's up.
That's dope. That's
definitely
dope.
A two-way street.
Yes.
Okay, so right about now we got a thing called rapid fire, where you I name a person, place, or thing, and you tell me what it means to you in 2 words or less.
All right, that's what's up.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Charles Barkley.
Sneakers.
Okay, golden era right there. Okay, Michael Jordan.
Learn to love and respect. I was a Celtic fan growing up.
Okay. Mayor Adams.
Respectable.
Patrick Mahomes.
Winner.
Comedian Monique.
A little messy.
50 Cent.
Winner.
J-Lo.
Gorgeous.
We're going to take it back. Biz Markie.
One of the greatest.
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx.
Talented.
Last but not least, Dave Chappelle.
Funny.
Okay. Oh, also, Mount Vernon, New York. What do you think about Mount Vernon?
Greatest place on earth. I'm glad my mother moved here. She could have moved anywhere. She said, I asked her why Mount Vernon when we got older. She said when the realtor was driving her around the city, she felt it was the best place to raise 2 boys as a single mother. It gave her the best driving around.
That's my mom's there. She moved from the Bronx too, right up here.
Yeah. Right up here. And
same thing with my parents.
Exactly.
My parents came 88. We moved to the north side, and my pops went a lot of places, New Rochelle, stuff like that. I mean, coming from the Bronx, you know, we city people.
Yeah.
And when you come into Westchester back then, like my block was, I was on Sydney and Columbus. That whole area was like 95% white
Yeah,
when I came in '88.
Yeah, me too.
So the north side was totally different.
Yeah, it's totally
in
different.
'88.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
My mother was the first homeowner, black homeowner on the block, and she bought her house in like 1990.
Oh wow!
So, you know what I mean? Like,
wow!
she was the first black. We was the only black family on the block. It wasn't even like a little townhouse too. So it wasn't like some block that had mansions on it. You know what I mean? Right behind Harley, right on Harley Avenue. So it was row houses.
Yeah.
And we was the first black family in 1991.
Wow.
So
yeah. No,
but my Vernon
back then.
I tell people, you know, and I'm sure you can contest to this, and I'm sure you same thing. My Vernon is unlike any other place in the world. There's 3 of us in class. One of our parents is a doctor. One of our parents is just working normal. And the other parent is straight on drugs.
Yeah.
And we all and we're all in the locker room laughing and chilling.
Right, we all right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're all intermingling.
Right.
You know, if you go to Scarsdale, everybody's almost in the same booth. If you go to some part in the Bronx, everybody's almost in the same kind of.
Yeah.
Vernon's like.
It's the roller coaster ride.
Yeah, you know, I got, and I know you guys got the same thing. I got friends who. Good friends, and they're never coming home. They was good people to me. They was friends, and they was cool, but they was menace to everyone else.
Yeah.
And I got smart friends who's smart, and we would just chill. So, you know, that's what I learned to be humble too. My brother allows you to be humble because you see it all and experience it all. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been seeing celebrities in this town for all our lives.
Oh yeah, forever. Yes.
So basically, it sounds like you've done a lot in your life.
A lot.
What's your next big thing? Like, what's your end all, like your testament, rather?
Well, I think my testament is cool because of my kids. They're my testament. You know, how they view me, how they rock out with me. Everybody else, I can care less about. But for me, the goal now is like, listen, I wake up every day and can't believe I built this business. Like, I started with no money. Not to say I got money now. I don't have no money now, but
that's a good way to be. I ain't got no money. Exactly.
I ain't got no money. But yeah, I got to experience a few things now. You know what I'm saying? But all jokes aside, you know what I'm saying? But I pinch myself every day because I did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? My business, like I have Double Doors, 10,000 square feet. We have an office in White Plains looking over. My office is looking over the ball drop.
The ball drop right there. Yes.
In White Plains. So I'm equivalent to what goes down in New York City. In White Plains.
That's a fact.
And I sit in my office and look out that window and say, yo, this is crazy. I can't believe I did this shit.
Wow.
So I'm still on a high of doing it. And what I'm going to do further is just continue to try to grow the business. Like I said, I did it already, so I'm kind of happy. I'm real happy where I am in life. You know what I'm saying? Real happy. I want to do more. I try not to mess it up. I tell people, you know, I'm 48. I try not to let my 40s fuck it up for my 50s, right? And I think a lot of people think peer pressure is a young age things. Like I tell, don't let the 20-year-old mess it up for the 40-year-old, but don't let the 48-year-old mess it up for the 60-year-old. And just because I'm 49 and everything all right, that don't mean I can't fuck up. And next thing you know, when I'm 60, I'm just sitting on memories. Damn, I remember when I was on the Nothing But Love podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
So that's my biggest thing in life is not
to keep it going.
It's to keep it going and not
stay
sit
on a steady
on,
pace.
On memories. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the memories, but I don't want to be stuck on the memories.
Right. Exactly.
That's a fact. Elevation.
Elevation and just keep it going and be because I did it already. So there's nothing, you know, whether I make $20 million or $1 million over the next couple of years or months, there's nothing that's going to change about me.
Absolutely.
There's nothing.
I can contest to that.
I already done everything. I traveled. I've been around. You know, like I said, I've done events for presidents, past presidents, politicians, celebrities, nightclubs. You know, and I just quiet, stay in the cut, and go about my business. You know what I'm saying? Because I see people with real money and real things going on are very low key.
Right.
Because you have it. So, you know, go to, you ever been to Harrods in London? Harrods in London? Harrods in London.
Okay.
If you go to Harrods in London, change your life because there's nothing but big cars out there, right?
Right.
Big cars in front of Harrods, right?
Yeah.
So you like, big cars, you know, Maybachs, trucks,
all that,
big
all
trucks.
that. Yeah.
And so I'm sitting out there in London, I'm like, yo, what I learned said, these motherfuckers don't care about nothing but what they got going on.
Right.
And they're not parking their Maybach around the Toyota. Right? So with that said, you just try to do the best that you can do and, live your life, right? You don't put yourself around, you reach a certain point, you humble, but you don't put yourself around things that's going to harm you. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
That's a whole
You
fact.
don't drive certain things in certain neighborhoods to show off and then don't think things come back.
Repercussion. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So in this age of my life, I learned, you know what I'm saying? I have nice things. I have really nice things. But I do nice things around people that also have nice things, but my nice things don't matter to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So when
a
I
fact.
pull up on my stuff, they like, okay, and keep it moving.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I don't want the attention, I don't want the stares,
Right.
and I don't want the talk. I just want to live life. So that's what I'm grateful for, that I've got to that stage where nothing's really going to change who I am or what I've done in life. You know what I'm saying? I've done a lot and will continue to do a lot in business. And now I want my kids run the business with me.
That's dope.
My like I said, all of my kids is part of the business. My wife part of the business.
That's dope.
So we cool. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
dope. That's dope.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That's dope. So one thing I want to take time out to say right now is, like I said, Dwayne's been the same since high school, and I appreciate everything he has done for me in the last year, actually the last 2 years.
Yeah, Mike was our motivation in high school. I remember I was at the bus stop, and Mike rode by in this green bug-eyed fucking Mercedes, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Yo? I was at the bus stop like the 40 right in front of Hollywood. I was like, "This nigga, what the fuck?" So you've been an inspiration to a lot of us. Maybe we don't say it loud.
Yeah. Nah, I
But
appreciate
you know what I'm
y'all.
saying, with no kind
I
of gesture,
appreciate
no
y'all.
kind
Yes.
of like, we would respect. For me, I can't speak for everybody. I would respect you, like,
Yeah,
yo.
nah. I was before
there's
my
something.
time.
Yeah, yo,
Yeah.
before your time.
Yeah.
My nigga, you was putting heat on nigga. I got a Volkswagen, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna do with this shit. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I mean, you said that, but you never made anybody feel less than because you had what you had.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the even part, right? You know what I'm saying? I never felt like, oh, Mike make me feel the way because I don't have something. Or you was always cool too, same thing. You know what I'm saying? You was always the same person, and you earn whatever you have. So I tell anybody, don't ever look on what a person have. They earned it, no matter what they doing. Whether they're selling 1,000 pounds of crack, they earned it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
because they took the chance to do something to get it.
Yes.
Whether good or bad. I'm not saying do that.
Yeah.
That's good, but I'm just saying, I've envy I don't have. I just respect what they do, and I just wait my time.
That's dope. That's dope.
Because I don't have a buggy eye,
Yeah.
but I have, you know what I'm saying? I have something coming in a couple of weeks.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That's what's up.
But
your time is coming.
Your
Word.
time is coming. So
Yes,
you
yes.
wait on it, and then you know what I'm saying. Because when it's for you, it's for you.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
when it's
it.
for you, for you. If you worry about what other person got, you stressing yourself.
That's
So
it.
all the young entrepreneurs out there, I feel for them a little bit, right? Because social media says you have to be successful faster than you really are. It took me 10 years and the person to help me to take me to where I gotta go.
Right.
Take your courses, but a course is not going to guarantee success. You still gotta put in the work.
Right.
Like I said, I don't sell courses. I have an event space, and people say, "Why don't you have courses on how to open up an event space?" I don't. Well, people say I should, but I can't because I'm gonna feel like I'm lying to you. Because you know why? Because I asked my wife. So
right.
I can't.
It's a combination.
It's a combination.
It's not just you.
It's
Right.
not just me.
Right.
My landlord is my business partner in the deal. Like,
Right,
you know what I'm saying? He
right,
wants to see me win.
Okay, that's dope.
And
That's major too.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
for me
yeah,
to
yeah.
sit and give a class, I'd be lying.
yeah,
To me,
lying, yeah.
I would feel my integrity wouldn't feel the same.
No, that's facts.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Because I'm giving you the blueprint, but it wasn't my blueprint.
Right.
So I'm selling you somebody else's blueprint
Right.
when it wasn't my blueprint.
Right,
So
right,
that's why I
right,
don't give those
right.
kind of classes. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I
Right,
believe
right.
at my age, I'm past that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
I don't want to be on Instagram or internet telling you follow me and this is how you do this and this is how you do that. That's not where I'm at. So you have to know where you are in life and don't. And I respect those brothers who do that, but you know, it's just not my life. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Okay.
So, want to thank Dwayne for coming out.
I appreciate. I've been
blessed us with some good gems, and man, I'll wrap it up.
Okay, so once again, another beautiful episode with Dwayne from Double Door, Money on Mount Vernon, repping, you know, in the place to be. We gonna sign on out. None but love, baby.
Peace. None but love.
Peace.
None but love podcast. Just got finished filming episode 26. It's on the pocket, baby. You know, none but love.